Bohemian Rhapsody. Today I wanted to demonstrate what might be considered a little bit more of an elegant gift. So this might be appropriate maybe for a bridal shower, perhaps a wedding gift. So you can see the paper I've chosen here. It's just a white base and it's got some silver swirls on it. And so what I wanted to do was just show you again how we can use simple elements to pick up on the silver in the paper and really dress it up beautifully. One of the things that I love to do, if you watch my videos very often or visit my website at cindyroy.com, you'll notice that I absolutely love to thrift. I love to garage sale. I love to look for great deals. I love to repurpose things. Recently I picked up a whole whack of jewelry at a thrift store. This particular piece is actually a brooch, and I think it was $1. And sometimes at the thrift store you can even get 50% off, and it's crazy the deals you can get. Anyway, I love to repurpose and reuse things in different ways. So today what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate this brooch into the finished look for this gift. So all we're going to do is I'm going to just kind of set this to the side. I've got some kind of a sheer silvery gray ribbon, and it's got the wire in the edges. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a the cross kind of pattern to wrap this gift. So I'm just going to kind of set it on its side here. And of course when you do that you're just bringing both sides across, and then you're twisting it, and then I'm going to flip that so that it's on the back. So one of the things you'll notice here, I don't like the look of this flat, fat ribbon. And so it's quite wide, too wide for this gift, and I actually just don't like that look. So what I want to demonstrate is, what we'll often see is you pull this way. So this part looks kind of tight and tied, and this part remains wide. So what I like to do when I'm tying off a gift is I actually like to slide the ribbon below that first piece. And then what I like to do is pull this tight. Now it does kind of offset here a bit, but usually once you have your embellishments on, it's fine. So what I prefer when I'm wrapping is that the width is still here at the ends of the gifts, but it draws in. So once I get this tied off, I actually will just kind of pull these out to make sure that I'm getting kind of the full width along the sides as well. I don't mind that it doesn't line up perfectly. Once you get the embellishment in there, I find it doesn't make a huge difference. And all I'm going to do with this, I'm actually not even going to tie a bow in this. I'm just going to leave those ends as is. This is just basic curly ribbon. I already gave it a bit of a curl. I might give it a little bit more. I tend not to like a really tight curl, but you can see, like for example right here, that's a really wide piece. So sometimes I just pick certain spots where I want to give it a little bit more curl. Maybe I want a little bit more right at the end. So instead of going that full length, sometimes you have to play with it to get kind of the look that you want. I like that. Sometimes after I curl, I'll even straighten it a little bit because I find that it's over curled. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of ease, I'm going to tuck this in before I put that brooch on. All I'm going to do is put it under. You could tie this off for sure, but I often don't even tie. I sometimes just shove it underneath like that, and that's enough to keep it. If you want to tie it, you can, but like I say, you don't even have to. So if I was going to tie that, I would just tie it once. And then all I'm going to do is take my brooch, and I'm just going to attach it as I would a brooch. So I'm going to put the pin part of it underneath. I'm going to grab that and do up the brooch. And you can see I'm just having it sit in the middle there. I like this to actually have a bit of a plan as well. I don't like it just kind of sitting how it may fall. I often like to play with it a bit. So sometimes what I'll do is actually take the end and I'll put it under, and then I find I can kind of get it to go where I want. I'm going to do the same thing here. I can't pull it as much because I tied it this time. But you have a little bit more play when you don't tie it. Maybe this one needs to be a little bit tighter in here. And then what I want to do for this is I just actually want these ends just to have a little bit of dimension. I don't want to have a bow. I do want them to create some interest on the gift, but I don't want a bow. I want my focal point to definitely be that little piece of jewelry. So again, you can just see how just by adding a little piece of jewelry, I don't like the way this is sitting here. I'm gonna just give that a bit of a curl. And again, you just kind of can play with it. Maybe this part needs to actually come here. Might need another piece. You can always add more. So maybe I'm going to look and say, wow, you know what? I'm not loving that. So you can always take a second piece, shove it underneath. And again, sometimes I do my curling after. Like I like the big curl as well, where it's less tight. So I'm just going to give that a little bit. An extra curl. So the key is really just not stopping before you have it looking just the way you like it. So just don't quit too soon. Sometimes I think we quit before we're loving the way it looks. I love that much more. I just feel like it needed a little bit more dimension, a little bit more variety. I love how this is sticking straight up. You could even play with this one a bit more. But for me, I like this look more. I like how it's kind of drawn out some length. With the added ribbon, and again, because I didn't actually tie this piece in, it gives me a little bit more versatility, whereas when you tie that one in, you're a little bit stuck with how it's going to look. So in the end, I love the way this looks. I love how the piece of jewelry just creates interest in the middle. It's a beautiful addition, and again, it was only $1, and again, this ribbon here is just kind of sitting up to create some dimension. So I hope you like the way this looked, and the next time that you're out at a thrift store or a garage sale, or even looking through your jewelry box, look for some of those items that maybe you don't use anymore. Or the other trick that I often have is if I'm giving the gift to somebody within my own household. So for example, if I was giving a gift to my daughter, I could actually put this piece of jewelry on and dress it up for the gift, and then once she's opened the gift, I can actually just put that right back in my jewelry box. So don't be afraid to do that as well. Use things that if the intended recipient of the gift is actually somebody in your home, you can reuse those items. For example, this ribbon. If my daughter unwrapped this gift, I would put this piece of ribbon right back in my stash of ribbon. Whereas when you're giving the gift obviously to somebody outside your home, those are going to be given as part of the gift. So just again, something to consider. When I dress things up for my own family, I often will use those items that I don't really want to let go. So I hope you enjoyed this edition, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm actually going to be using the same paper and just creating a little bit of a different look. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more great gift wrapping tutorials. Don't forget to share. Thank you.